advocated in court. They were so diligent, so responsible, and punctual, and respectful of the process and the system, and they did that at great sacrifice to themselves. To this point, I just thank the jury, and our sympathies go out to the Jackson family at this time for the loss that they have suffered. Not a pop icon, but a son and a brother. And I think that's most important to keep in mind today. Thank you.
Incredible class from David Walgren, always keeping it in perspective, inside and outside of the courtroom. What a job by the prosecution team here. Not an easy case, folks. This was not an easy one going in. I want to bring back in Ryan Smith from In Session, also part of Morning Express with Rob and me. Ryan, here we are again, right? It's several months later. Big day, big verdict. Completely different outcome here. The word guilty is uttered by this jury. What does this do in the big picture of the perception of our system of justice? Because this is one of the times when people pay attention, when you have the big case like this. Do you think everyone now thinks everything's okay in our system of justice now that you see that a jury can find someone guilty as well as not guilty?
Yeah, I think in many ways this is going to validate the jury system for a lot of people, because you remember as well as I do, Vinny, after the Casey Anthony verdict, there was an uproar coming from everywhere. People were saying, how did the jury get it wrong? What happened in this case? And I think the big thing for a lot of people is this is in many ways, a circumstantial case. There was no smoking gun. There was no definitive piece of evidence that would turn the case one way or another. And it had a lot of people wondering, if we don't have a smoking gun in a case, will you ever really be able to find somebody guilty? Well, I think a lot of people are going to look at this decision and they're going to say yes. In many ways, sometimes it makes sense if it looks like a duck and talks like a duck and walks like a duck. People in that jury room are going to say, yeah, it's a duck. But the thing is, I think in this case, they really focused on the idea that it's a standard of care case. I thought that if they got hung up on causation and who caused Michael Jackson's death, they may in some ways say, hey, maybe he could be not guilty. But if you look at it as a standard of care case, in some ways it was very straightforward, and I think the jury took this very carefully, they took it very seriously, and they made a decision that was fair and just.
All right, folks, if you're just joining us, the jury